Palatka, Florida, the county seat of Putnam County, is a rural city with a population of just over 10,000. Situated along the banks of the St. Johns River, its primary industries are paper products, energy, and agriculture. The Palatka Municipal Airport is a valuable asset to the citizens of Palatka and surrounding Putnam County. In 1963, the city dedicated a 1,400 square foot terminal building to service South Central Airlines, a regional commercial carrier. The airport now consists of over 730 acres with 3 active paved runways, the longest of which is just over 6,000 feet. But due to the age of the facility, the airport is not reaching its potential of becoming a viable business center for the community it serves. With the current economic downturn threatening Palatka's viability and growth, airport authorities felt they could help meet the overall community's needs by developing the airport into a viable business center.
Well, from the infrastructure viewpoint, we radically needed to be brought up to a standard of good operation safety.
It was stagnant at the time. If you seen the old little terminal building, you come in there, it was just like, it was drab, it was dreary, it wasn't alive and vibrant.
All of the airfield pavement needed work. The terminal building is 45 years old. All of the hangars are full. They're going through, maintenance needs. There's no weather station. There's no improved access. I mean, you're basically looking at a terminal area and an airport that really hasn't changed much in years or maybe even decades.
City and airport officials began the process of developing a vision plan to improve the airport facility. Of course, a major component of this plan is funding.
We have a plan that is very comprehensive in scope that allows us to see where we are, where we've been, and obviously where we're going. We've been visioning for a number of years in preparing ourselves for economic growth.
Some of the projects, the FAA has come in at 95%, and then the rest of the funding, the state has funded at 80%, and so they've always had to either come up with a 20% or 2.5% match.
It's almost perfectly 1/3 of the funding comes from the city, 1/3 from the Florida DOT, and 1/3 from the FAA. Well, the city was resourceful to make this project occur, really because the city has scarce resources. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. This is not a rich community.
With a vision in place and a method of funding the project secured, the process began with design. The result was a plan to build a new terminal building along with a new apron and car park. Also, Taxiway B would be renovated and a much-needed weather station installed. Finally, 11 new T-hangars would be constructed to help meet the needs of those on a long waiting list.
DOT made an offer of funding to the city to do the T-hangars, but didn't offer the funding up front. And the city started the project, but has to wait for their funding to come back from the state. So it took a little more time, but there's always been hangar demand here in Palatka. There will be hangar demand even after the 11 units are complete. The Taxiway B and weather station project was a more traditional FAA funded project with Anderson Columbia. That came through very quickly. We designed it, we bid it, we put it on the street. Anderson Columbia comes in with their own forces. They operate their own asphalt plant. Bang, it's done. The automobile access road and parking, again a traditional FAA project. The FAA came through with the money. DOT came through with their share. That contractor is Jack's 18, and they did a fine job for the city also. The apron was a part of Jack's 18's access road and parking area project. So again, they were working on both sides of the terminal. On the air side, they did the apron. On the land side, they did the access road and parking. The airport terminal building started off as a design build project where Passero Associates put out a concept drawing and actually put a project out to bid with the city to hire a design build firm to come in and complete the design of the terminal building and offer a total budget. It's actually worked out fine. Passero and Ajax have worked through a lot of the details on the project, and JRA Architects, who's the design build architect, and we're happy where that is. But it's been a long process for the terminal building to get from the initial concept to construction.
People had doubts. You're going to be able to knock off 4 projects this magnitude and have them completed on time.
This is going to be a challenge, keeping 4 separate projects coordinated without having them step on each other.
So when you draw that up on a piece of paper, you've got a lot of coordination issues. But we put a plan together right from the start, weekly meetings, back to back to back to back with all the contractors, really made sure that they be crossing paths.
But the cornerstone of the airport project is the new terminal building.
To be able to take and tie our whole community into a building, I guess I'd say. So from the color scheme to the roof material to the material on the side and the brick and work was all, I think, a lot inspired by Andrew and his team.
I don't believe we could have got any closer to what the original intention was for this airport. You got the stone set against the hardy board with a lighter color, with the green roof, and just a beautiful view from the highway. And then when you walk inside and see the high ceilings and the big walls, and the counter space is going to be wood feature with glass. The rustic in look is really what it's going to be.
This facility has been built and designed so that in the event of a storm, city operations will not cease. We will do a transition. We will have our plan upgraded and updated so that we can accommodate all city services and actually a staging area, etc. But the facility will accommodate us for the worst of storms.
The exterior siding, if you will, and the roofing and everything went on the building, the windows. We had to have impact-resistant glass, and the siding had to be installed a certain way to meet 155-mile-an-hour winds. So it made it a little unique in the building itself.
It's really become a facility that we can present to the public from both the aviation side of it and the general public side of it, so as they come in and look around and be made available to our whole community.
We welcome you this morning to the Palatka Municipal Airport new terminal building ribbon cutting ceremonies at K. Larkin Field. We honored this Monday morning to come together again on this dedication ceremony. There have been so many who have given tireless and countless hours to bring us to this very point. It's always easy to stand and pull a ribbon from one side to the other side and cut it, but what is more important is everything that happens prior to the ribbon. So thank you so very much.
The benefits of cost-effective design are many, but the clear winners are the people of Palatka and Putnam County, whom the airport will continue to serve into the future.
Well, I think it's the most spectacular piece of property that the city has. I mean, I think it might not be the biggest, and it might not be the most expensive, but it's going to stand out as being one of the spectacular sites in our little community.